A lot of people are celebrating the life of the legend Dolly Parton. And I heard someone in her hometown say if there was ever an angel walking on earth, it was Dolly Parton. And I had to agree with her. She has done so much for the country, for science, for literacy, for humanity and music, the arts. Just an incredible person. And we will all truly miss her. I'll give you guys the latest. We're hearing from the family there will be no public funeral or memorial service has been announced. Her family asked fans to respect their privacy and honor her memory on social media or through Dolly Parton's official website. So go there and leave your memories as well. She is expected to be laid to rest beside her late husband, Carl Dean. I remember her saying that name, Carl Dean, at Woodland Memorial Park and Mausoleum in Nashville. She is reportedly requested to be dressed in a comfortable outfit. You like that, Senora? Got to be comfortable. But she says she wants her heels on, including her signature high heels. And in a 2014 interview, she shared that she wanted the traditional country gospel song, If We Never Meet Again, sung at her service, rather than I Will Always Love You. So there you have it. There you have it.
Still very surreal.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Clever Girl Reads is joining us, and Kimberly Davis is here.
And news for you.
News for you says, good evening, old friend, Isiah, and everyone. Good evening to you. Look at Senora laughing. See, everybody thinks you're old, Isiah. They didn't even mean it in those terms, but that's what you were looking for, right, Senora?
Not at all. Not at all.
But any final thoughts, guys, on Dolly before we get to our special guest here on the show?
We have a very special guest. Yeah, it's just, I'm still in shock. You know, she died, you know, we found out over 24 hours ago, and I'm still in shock that, you know, Dolly Parton is no longer here. Wow.
And Isiah, I think you touched on this a little bit yesterday. It just, now that I've had a little bit of time to process it, it is beautiful to see all of the tributes to her, like all around the world, like not just here in the US, like everybody loved Dolly, and she is missed dearly.
Absolutely. And you guys, I want to give the hats off to you. You guys did a great tribute in the show last night where we had different radio personalities talking about the difference that she made and just how impactful her music and her life, you know, they both were to people of the world and right here in the United States. You know, Dolly will be forever missed. And we got some more people joining us on the chat. Michelle Duplantis Baker says, it was beautiful, so I get it, what Dolly wants. Kimberly Davis says, loved her. She's such an awesome woman. And Michelle Duplantis Baker also said previously, we did it to the letter 80s songs. Oh, she's referring to a friend who died from cancer. And she also wrote out exactly what she want in her final services. Is that something you guys would do? Would you write out your services?
You have to do that these days because you don't want to end up, well, yeah, you don't want to end up the way you don't want to end up.
Social media, somebody.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. But I respect that she wants to do
news anchor desk. Like this is where he wanted to be.
No, I did not want to be there. No.
So, I'll ask for a simple cremation. How about that? Are you guys going to do burial or cremation?
I was thinking about that earlier. I would be okay either way. I don't think I have a specific. I mean, like whatever is easy for the folks taking care of me. Whatever is easy.
You check your bank account before you go, Senora. Don't leave that burden.
Let me see how much.
Oh my gosh!
Don't leave that burden on them. Like I want a incredible funeral. Like that's $20,000. We're about to cremate her for sure.
And go to McDonald's after.
Exactly.
I want to be at all my favorite cities. Take me on a world tour.
Go ahead, Keisean.
I said, take me on a world tour. Take me to all my favorite cities.
It would in an urn.
No, pick me up. Put me on a plane.
Maybe some,
Leave
Put me on a private jet, a
all
PJ.
You have to leave behind a few bags for something like that, Keisean. That costs money.
Yeah.
Well,
I
let's
will
get
say
to our- Go ahead.
Yeah.
it would be nice if I were cremated to have my remains used to maybe plant something beautiful, like a tree or in a garden. That would be nice.
That's thoughtful. That's thoughtful.
Yeah.
All righty, let's get to our guest, Tess Holliday, who is a model and also a social media star and an author. And her model and body positivity advocate. She is joining us to reflect on the life, impact, and legacy of Dolly Parton. Tess has long admired Dolly and even has a large tattoo honoring the country music legend. If you go to her social media page, you will see that. She is joining us now. Tess, glad to have you. Obviously, this is a tough time. I read your post on Instagram and you said you had to pull over. And, I did the same thing when I learned the news about Michael Jackson on the radio years ago. And I can totally see that. What did Dolly Parton mean to you?
I think she meant everything. I'm a Southern woman from Mississippi, and growing up, I think there was kind of a mold that we were supposed to look like, we were supposed to act like, and seeing her and seeing somebody that was loud and unapologetic but kind really resonated with me. And I just remember thinking, I want to be like that. I love the big hair. I love the diamonds. I love the butterflies, and I really became like my own little glamour girl because of Dolly and her kindness. And that's, I think, what I loved about her.
And Tess, for those who are not familiar with you, you have millions of followers. What made you connect to Dolly Parton at what point in your life?
I have known about Dolly since I was a little girl. Like I said, I'm from Mississippi. My grandma, my mama, actually wouldn't let my grandfather listen to Dolly Parton because she said she was a blonde-haired, and I can't repeat the word, and she didn't like all of her cleavage and all of that. So she didn't let us play it in the house. But as I got older, I really resonated with her music and, some of her movies, and I just loved her. I loved that she was larger than life. I loved that when people were talking about her, even if they were making fun of her, she would say, well, I'm not dumb and I'm not blonde either. Like she always had something sassy to say.
Oh, yeah.
And she was just so confident. She oozed confidence. And I mean, that to my core is what I have taken away from her.
And so when did you decide to get the tattoo? And of course, for those of you who would like to see the tattoo, it's on her social media.
I'll show you guys. You can see a little bit on my arm in the sunlight. Beautiful. There it is. So I got
exactly
this.
Dolly.
Yeah, I got this over 10 years ago. And I did a whole arm full of women that I admire. And Dolly was, she was the second one that I did, the second portrait that I did. And I just thought, I got big old arms. I never wanted to show them. And I was really ashamed of my arms. And I decided to cover my arms with people that inspire me. And who better, a big arm for a big personality. So Dolly went right there.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people either don't know or forget when Dolly first started out in the 60s and 70s, she was a big woman. And she transitioned into very thin, what we now see today. When we talk about Dolly Parton, what do you think the world has lost?
The world felt a lot darker today waking up. And I'm not saying that in a dramatic way. It's just, she was the perfect example of how you can love everybody as they are, no matter where they're from, their background, etc. You can love them unapologetically. And I think that that is something that our society needs a little bit more right now, is a lot of kindness and a lot of love. And yeah, it just felt a little heavier, but I hope that people can take that away from her and be kinder, and, you know, maybe a lot of hair and a lot of lip gloss and well, not all of us, but you know, a girl can dream.
And Tess, you're a true fan, and to see so many people appreciate her now, you know, and we're talking about black people, white people, Hispanic people. There hasn't been an artist like that in a while that just drew in all types of people who love them, love her. They truly loved her. What is it like for you being a number one fan, seeing the rest of the world realizing what you saw all along?
I feel like maybe the world saw what I saw too, but I think that it's a really beautiful thing to see someone that gave so much of her heart, like you said earlier, to science, to literacy, to, you know, different communities, marginalized communities, showing up at schools and giving money away to students so that they could further their education. I mean, her heart really knew no bounds. And I think that she would love all of the celebration. She'd probably be a little shy about it, because I feel like she loved the spotlight, but I feel like she was pretty humble. And yeah, it's been really nice. And I agreed with you guys earlier. I've been sad with Senora. I'm like, I'm going through it.
Mhm.
Terrible. Yes.
Yeah.
So Tess, last night we were discussing how Dolly Parton was this big boss. She was in control of her image. She had the big boobs, the blonde hair.
Yeah.
She owned herself. What does that mean to you as another woman who owns herself?
I mean, I think she was the ultimate baddie. She really was.
Mhm.
She was that girl, but she was a smart businesswoman. And, you know, to have the wigs and the makeup and the rhinestones and the heels, but to command attention and do it in a way that was just so authentically herself. I carry that with me. And that is really the spirit that I've tried to carry throughout my career, even off of camera. Like, I think it's important to be kind to each other, but I mean, I'm going to look good while I'm doing it too.
Exactly. Exactly. So I noticed, so I have two things. So when you said that you have inspirational women on your arm, I noticed that you had a Miss Piggy tattoo.
Mhm.
And I too, like, she's a very inspirational woman to me as well. Love Miss Piggy. So shout out to her. And then as far as Dolly goes, what's something that you think that everybody could learn from her?
I've kind of said it before, but I think that really what we could learn from her is that a little bit of kindness goes a long way. And you don't have to agree with everybody. You don't have to agree with how they live their life or what they do, but you can treat them with kindness and compassion. And that's going to be my takeaway.
Question. We got to ask you this.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song by Dolly?
Yeah. So
What's your favorite song?
my favorite song is Bargain Store. It's maybe not a popular one, but I love it. It's one of my favorites. I know that she famously said that, you know, she has her different favorite songs that she wrote. But Bargain Store to me is just fun, and, you know, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a deep dive and a sign of a true fan. It's just not what's popular.
I know. I don't know what that is. I gotta go to Spotify.
If my vocal cords were warmed up, I'd give you. I'd sing it for you.
That from you, Tess. We'd love to have that. Any special plans to remember Dolly from your perspective? Are you doing anything? I see that you've done some Instagram posts. Anything further that you're considering planning?
I was talking to a few of my girlfriends about flying to Dollywood, just to kind of be there in her spirit. And today in New Orleans, I saw that they did a Dolly parade. down
Oh,
Bourbon
wow.
Street, and everybody had wigs on and they were, playing her music. And so I really want to be around people that loved her. And so I'm this close to flying to Dollywood this weekend.
That'd be a lot of fun. And I'm sure, guys, Dollywood will see a huge spike
Yeah.
Yeah.
in
So many
attendance
people
there.
going
I
to
think, and that's like you said, Tess, Dolly is an incredible businesswoman. She employs 4,000 people there.
Yeah.
And she's feeding 4,000 families there with those jobs at
Yeah.
Dollywood, and she kept it going.
Mhm.
It's just incredible what she's been able to do. I mean, donating $1 million to kick off the COVID vaccine before it was even popular. The incredible things that she has done, and literacy with the books that she provides children is just mind blowing. Anything similar to what Dolly is doing that you'd like to leave your mark, build your legacy off of, Tess?
That's a good question. And I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I would hope that my legacy would be that I treated people well, that I looked good while I was doing it, and that I had fun. Dolly seemed like she really enjoyed her life and she had fun, and she was a serious businesswoman, but she also didn't take, I feel like, things too seriously. There was just a ease to her, and I could only be so lucky to embody that. I mean, I just learned yesterday that she sent Eminem a letter saying that she was a big fan of him and congratulating him. And I thought, like, what a badass,
He posted it on his Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a letter from Dolly Parton. He said he was blown away and he was a huge fan.
Yeah.
But who isn't a fan of Dolly Parton? I don't know a person out there who isn't.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, only people with bad taste wouldn't love Dolly Parton.
Bingo. There you go. There you go. And of course, Tess, you've written books, and part of your message is be who you are, body positivity. How important is that people walk away once they read your book, once they see you speak, talk, follow you on social media, that they get the message that you are good enough as you are?
Well, it's part of why I wrote Take Up Space, y'all. And I feel like it would probably really resonate with, people that love Dolly as well, because she was the perfect example of taking up space. You don't have to fit into a mold and be a certain way and look a certain way. You can exist how you are right now. You can love who you are now, and you can take up all of the space and enjoy life. I feel like Dolly is a perfect example, and even Tim Curry, that none of us are promised tomorrow. And it would be a shame if we didn't love and honor where we're at now, and enjoy the most that we can out of life.
What do you do when you get pushback from those who may say that's not what you're supposed to promote to people? Living, everyone's healthy, fit. I saw one of your Instagram posts. It's like some razor thin person. This is what Hollywood looks like now.
Yeah.
But what do you say to people who say, we have to improve ourselves in their minds, from their perspective? We have to improve ourselves. We have to stay healthy. What do you say to that? And of course, in some, people are healthy who are plus size, but let's hear from you.
I think that at the end of the day, studies have shown, and I think societally it's shown, that shaming people and making them feel bad for how they show up, whether it's their weight, race, etc., never is going to make anyone feel better. It does the opposite. And I feel like we have to kind of honor people where they're at. We never know what people are going through, and you can't look at somebody and tell whether or not they're healthy. And I think there's always this debate. And, my Instagram and Facebook have been a cesspool of horrible comments really the last 24 hours of, because people were making fun of my arms, saying, oh my God, your arm's so fat. And I just thought Dolly was larger than life, and I got a fat arm. So whatever. I feel like life is just too dang short to go around treating people bad, and let people live. If people want to lose weight, great. If they don't, or they can't because of whatever reason, they don't get to enjoy life. That's silly.
And so do you read those comments, and is
I
it still
shouldn't.
hurtful even though you've prepared yourself, you put your armor on? Does
Yeah.
it at still some point hurt because you are human?
It does. I do read the comments, but I kind of made a decision today for the first time in my 16-year career. I think I'm going to take a step back from the comments. I think it's one of those things that I recognize that if I didn't have followers on social media, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys today.
Mhm.
So I'm incredibly grateful for the life that they have given me and the life that I worked really hard for. But at the same time, I have to preserve my own mental health. And I don't believe what everybody's saying, but like you said, I'm only human, and that hurts. It hurts.
All right. Isiah, you're on mute. Isiah, you're on mute.
That's my cough screener because I'm still getting over my cold, so I have to turn it off every now and then. But we have a viewer who's saying exactly what you said, Tess. Being thin and being healthy are two different things. And sometimes, people see one and not the other. Let's take that down. Okay. And Tess, what's next for you? Author, model, social media star, Dolly Parton's #1 fan. What's next for you?
Isiah, you never know what I got up my sleeve, and a lady never tells her secrets. I'm cooking up some stuff. So, I'm not going anywhere.
Absolutely. Well, when you come back again, we'd love to have you back promoting whatever that secret or whatever it is you're cooking under your sleeve.
I would love to come
Guys,
back.
any other further questions from you? I don't want to cut you off.
No, we're good. We're good. We have to go on to our next guest.
All righty.
Yes,
Thank
thank you,
you,
Tess.
Tessa. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you on. Tess Holliday, who is a huge Dolly Parton fan. Check her out on social media. We appreciate your time, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bye.
That was great, guys. That was great. And
Yes.
Senora, that's one of the things that, we reinforce on the factor with different segments about being positive about your body and where you are and where you go or where you want to go with it. And you've produced a lot of those segments, right?
Yes, absolutely. We're not in the business of putting people down about their looks, just, talking straight about the facts. And when you look at somebody, their size, no matter big or small, is not going to tell the whole story. You can't just look at somebody and just diagnose if you're not a doctor. But yeah, there's much more to people than their appearance.
Absolutely. Any other words on that topic before we move on, Keisean?
No, we got to move on.
Wow.
Strict up
Damn
here.
producer.
Come on, tight ship.
Fuzzy,
Yeah.
feel good about yourself. Next topic.
We heard it. We know it. Y'all feel good about yourselves.
Reading on, and we started talking about this gentleman who is